Tropical Depression 3 forms in the northern Atlantic today, or yesterday, actually. Winds of 35 miles per hour is currently moving northeast at 11 or 13 miles per hour, and it has a minimum surface pressure of 1,008 millibars. The system is expected to move towards Newfoundland, I think it's called, in the next couple of days, but not expecting to strengthen into a tropical storm. Here's what they have to say moving north with little change in strength. Here's that cone right now. Again, we're going to be getting this a depression and then a subtropical depression once again. And it's just going to be moving around that way. Some models even bringing the remnants of the system into Portugal, which is quite interesting. But I do think this is we already think this is a tropical storm. So based on the satellite imagery of the system, it already looks like a tropical storm. And I think this is Tropical Storm Dolly right there, in my opinion. But, it was Tropical Storm Dolly, I think. It's not anymore because it was looking very good not too long ago. And now it looks a little bit worse. But I do still think it's Tropical Storm Dolly already. But here it doesn't look like yesterday at all. I don't know if you guys remembered, but yesterday that system looks so different. It looks like a completely new system. Yesterday it had that circle in the middle and there's clouds wrapping around a little bit like that. Now it doesn't have an exposed center circulation. Here's that center circulation. Let me change colors here. Now it just looks a lot different than it did yesterday. Here's that center circulation around here. Which is rather interesting, and now it just looks like Tropical Storm Bertha, which is high, or most tropical storm, which just has that little area of high convection around that center of circulation, which is not exposed on that system. I think this is a 40 to 45 mile per hour system. It's not big at all, so it could only be a 40 mile per hour. Lots of pieces of convection kind of sharpening apart, but right now the conditions are going to be getting unfavorable. But I wouldn't be surprised if the National Hurricane Center does call this a Tropical Storm Dolly in the next update. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't call it a tropical storm. I think it might be 40 mile per hour. If we do look on the visible high resolution, again, it looks very good. Now, it might not be tropical because it is attached to it was at least attached to this big front kind of thing. But as you can see, it's starting to split apart from that thing, which is going to focus the convection of that system around that center. So once it does split apart, which it does seem like it almost has done, it is going to be able to have more convection around that center. So, but it's going to have to be right now because when it gets further northeast, it's going to have very unfavorable condition with very high wind shear and very cold water. So if it is going to be forming, it's going to have to be pretty much right now. If we do look at the water vapor, again, it looks pretty good on there. So, we're just going to have to see true color zoomed out. Again, look, it's pretty much connected to the jet stream, or not the jet stream, but it's pretty much connected to that big. But I don't think it's a tropical storm anymore, in my opinion. It might be, but look, if we do pause it to the beginning of this, hold up. I think it looked the best around here. Right now, it really looked like a tropical storm, but it could definitely be still a tropical storm. It's still a tropical storm, but it does feel like it's starting to fizzle out a little bit. It looks like it's a little bit splitting apart, and it looks a little bit worse than earlier today. So